What's going on, guys? It's Michael Gascon, the Horse Guru, and I'm coming with you today to add another tool to your toolbox. Today we're going to be working on rollbacks. Now the rollback, what you're saying is, hey, I'm going to roll back into a fence. I'm going to roll back into a rail. Now there's multiple reasons that we can do this. For a more finished horse, I could really use it to get them sitting down on their butt and crossing over their front end. Miss Nakoma here, she is the winner of our Bad Horse Bucking Challenge. And we're going to use it for her to keep her soft and keep her guessing and with us. So what we're going to use is to really shut down her buck. If you have a horse that surges, you can do it as well. If you have a horse that rears, you can do it as well. But basically everything that's not beneficial to your health happens in a straight line. Bucking, running, rearing. The rollback will give you some kind of repercussion where that horse has to think about you, and instead of you arguing with them in a straight line, you have the ability to roll them back to the rail. What does this do? This crosses over their back end and gets them disengaging. As the horse gets more advanced, we won't disengage their hindquarters. We will get them sitting down on their butt and rolling over their front end. So basically their front feet will cross over. What I'm going to do for you guys is more of a colt starting, more of a problem horse solving rollback today. This is going to look like I'm just going to let her walk, trot, and canter on the rail, and I'm going to pull her face over her butt like so and move her butt around in motion to make sure that we have control of her. It's really good if you don't know your horse, or if you have a problem horse and you don't know if you're ready to go outside of the round pen. However fast you're willing to go outside, you better be willing to roll back at that speed. So if you plan on going and cantering your horse, if you plan on going fast in your horse, every single horse that I take outside and plan to do that, I make for certain that they can roll back on the fence at that speed. Because if, for whatever reason, if we're cantering around here going fast and I ask her to give me her face and her butt and she says no and starts bucking or runs off or does something the opposite of rolling back, she's telling me as clearly as she can tell me, hey buddy, you're not in control. Don't take me out of this round pen because you might not live to talk about it. So what we're going to try to find out is, hey, how much can I trust her? Two ways to do that is scare them, scare the bejesus out of them. We do that with a lot of obstacles 101. The other thing that you can do to see how resistant your horse is and how much they're willing to take you is go fast. This is where the rollbacks will come in, and this is where we'll really see what she can do. Before we can do a rollback, we need two things. We have to make sure she's soft in the face and she's soft in the butt. If she doesn't do this at a standstill, the odds of her doing it at a canter or galloping is slim to none. So what I want to see is, hey, can I slide this hand down the rein and flex you here? Do you give soft and easy here? When I do this, I find their face, I bring it to the seam of my jean in my pocket. You guys have seen this since the Respect series. So she's pretty soft there. The next thing I want to do is slide my hand down the rein and pick her face up over her butt, ensuring that I can cross her back end over, like so. Same thing here, ensuring that I can cross her back end over. Now that I'm doing that, I can ask her to trot off. At a trot, I'm going to slide my outside hand down, look over my right shoulder, and I want to keep it moving. At the canter here, roll my outside rein back. Now the trick is, the rollback is meant to keep them going. Complete freedom here. No contact, no contact, no contact. Roll back. Very quickly, you see that she really wants to make sure that I want her to go. She doesn't want to surge out because she doesn't want to get rolled back. This was really how we got her out of the reactive side of her mind, where nothing you said mattered and she would just react and take you, to the thinking side of her head here. Now when I kick on her, instead of just reacting, if I would have just kicked on her like this when she came, she would have jumped over there. She would have been everything that I did, she would have just jumped to it. Now, I can be a lot more ridiculous on her and ask of her, and she's willing to listen, because whenever she reacts, she gets rolled back. Why the rollback versus the one rein stop? Essentially, it's the same thing as far as you're taking their head and you're taking their butt away. The difference, this horse already is thinking shut down, is thinking not go forward. So I want to have something in place that I can redirect her and take her power away from her, but I don't want every time that she acts up that she gets shut down completely. And a one rein stop where we're halting her will really make her think, anytime I feel lazy, I'll just shut down. I'll just stop. I've had a lot of horses in my career that would throw a little crow hop or a little buck and one rein stop themselves because they knew that's where the release was. Here, I can roll her back and canter her off the other way, roll her back and canter her off the other way. If I need to, I can crop her out of that rollback. I can really ask of her to come out of that rollback and go somewhere else, to keep those feet moving, to keep it on her mind. Hey, I can redirect you, but I still want you going forward. I still want you moving freely. And really the two steps of that is as you're going around, slide that outside hand down, find their face, look over your shoulder. Notice how she never ran into the brakes. Same thing here. Look over your shoulder, disengage your hindquarters. Look how she never ran into brakes, really. And what happens a lot of times, bucking, and this is a certifiable bucker, bucking is stopping. So we don't want to shut her down, we want to redirect her. So anytime she gets in trouble or she gets spooked or she gets scared, if I can just grab a rein and send her face somewhere else, send her hindquarters somewhere else, that's going to shut down the buck. But more importantly, it's going to keep her going, because I don't want to shut the buck down so much that she just won't go anywhere, because that's useless as well. Yeah, you're not going to get bucked off, but you're not going to go anywhere. So her one purpose in life of being a mode of transportation for you is now out the window. So this is really, between rolling back on long lines and rolling back under the saddle, these were two tools that were vital in her recovery and getting her from being a borderline unusable, unrideable horse where nobody wanted to ride on her, nobody wanted to swing a leg over, to a horse where she looks good, she feels good, she's happy to go, and you can really see a bright future ahead of her. And so much of that came from controlling the head, controlling the butt. If we could disengage her and move her butt around and make her soft and easy, then she can't buck with us, she can't take us, and because of that, now we have a riding horse. So I hope that helps you. Try that at home. Again, that type of rollback is just like a more finished rollback. The difference is I'm taking her face and moving her butt. As we show you a more Western rollback, a more finished rollback, the horse will be shutting down on their butt, maybe even taking a step or two back to put all their weight over their butt, and they'll cross over in the front. Whenever you have a problem horse and you're rolling back a problem horse, you're taking their face and moving their butt, and you can do this very early on from day one, day two under saddle. You can already be doing this. For a Western cutting style rollback, that takes months and months of preparation and practice to get a horse that handy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.